Welcome to the video on public recording, your rights and information and the stuff you may want to know about. First of all, this is UK law, so if you're in another country, you have to look the law up. You'll often hear things if you're recording out in public, this is this is against GDPR or data protection. It doesn't actually apply to you. You're an individual. You're a member of the public. You're not an organisation or a business or a public servant or anything like that. It actually applies to them and not you. So if they tell you stuff like that, you just ignore them and say it doesn't GDPR or data protection doesn't apply to me. Um, so you know it is what it is. So and then so you obviously you've got a few ways of doing it. You can do it overtly, so you can just pull your mobile phone out if you wish, or you can use other stuff like GoPros and things like that, and all that sort of stuff. If you really want to, but if you want to sort of record some interaction, whether it's with police or whether it's with council workers or any sort of people that work in the public or sector and stuff like that, or private, you can record them anywhere. When you're out in public, there's no expectation of privacy. You know, and when they start coming out with trespass, you've been trespassing and all that sort of stuff. It's a civil matter. It's not a criminal matter. So, there's no actually a huge problem there. As in, you have to sort of run and say, oh my God, that's a civil matter in itself. But so yeah, you can do it overtly, but like I said, with a mobile phone, or you can do it as I'm doing this now with what I call a pen camera. So it's a spy camera. So what it is, it sits in your pocket, and it's just what it literally just it is what it is. It's a pen. So nobody really knows you're doing it. If you like to avoid sort of confrontation, but you want to make a record of something, whether it's an interaction with a police or with any other officials, or just stuff for your own records. Even going into a supermarket and being challenged over something, or anything like you'll see in my previous videos that I've got here with the mask challenge. I actually use this that I'm using now. You can get it on eBay. I'll put a link in the description for this. Obviously, I'm not selling it you free, so if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to, you can easily just take your mobile phone out and and do it just as good. It just means that people will see you say, oh, you can't record me and all that stuff. So it saves the hassle of it all. So this is what I'm doing. Like I use which is what I'm using now. It's just a pen and it has a little tiny camera on the top. You put it in your pocket. Nobody knows you're recording. Like I said, if you look at my other videos, for masks and in Sainsbury's and stuff, they didn't know I was recording because I didn't want too much of a heavy confrontation at that time. So um, yeah, you can use that, and like I said, the link is in the description for that. I can't show it you because I'm using it at the moment. So yeah, that's those sort of things covered. So yeah, you're free to record any way you want to in public. There's no, when they come out with GDPR and all this stuff and they'll try anything. You can't, can you go over there? You're not, this is not this, and it's just rubbish. As lots of probably auditors people watch as well have proven, it's just their way of trying to get rid of people by saying data protection, GDPR, and all this stuff. You shouldn't be on this part. And civil matter is trespass. They can't actually do a lot there. Maybe they ask you to leave and you just move onto public land if you're not. Anyway, another thing that I've got here is also public recording goes to like utility bills and just subscriptions to stuff, Sky or whatever you want to do, whichever other you want to do. You can actually record that as well, although they don't actually like to be recorded. So what you have to do is not actually tell them you're recording, because you're within your right to do that. As I said with the video recording, audio recording, you're not covered by you don't have to abide by GDPR. You're a single individual member of the public. You're not a business or an organisation or anything like that that do have to abide by it. Anyway, the reason I'm saying this for is because you may have like a utility company or a subscription and say, oh, you subscribe for 18 months. Say, no, hang on a minute, you told me 12 months on the phone. Say, no, and how are you going to prove it? You can't prove it. And certain things like that price changes, direct debit changes, and all that sort of thing. They are supposed to tell you, and if they haven't informed you, or you want a record of what they've said for your own record, this is a good device. But this is just something I'm not. This is something else I buy. I'll put a link in the description for this. It was £27, so not a huge amount of money, but it's probably the easiest device to record in public conversations or telephone conversations. Sorry. You can put this on the telephone that you're using, or even on your mobile phone, because you just put this earpiece in your ear, and you can record. They always say they're recording for training and monitoring purposes, but it's also for contractor and for stuff you agree to. So they can say, well, you did agree to this. Here's the, they keep a copy of the recording. You keep the copy of the recording yourself because you're also entitled to do it. And I just used this device. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. You can tape stuff to your phone and to your thing, but I found it a little bit awkward. So this is a good device to use. It's USB, so hopefully the camera's picking up what you do. You just plug it in, charge it up, which is what I did. I've actually used it earlier for utility bills and all that sort of thing. Had a few issues with that, but yeah, you just plug that in. Once that's charged, you're all ready to go. You just sit there. You've got one switch on here, which hopefully my camera's picking up and the light's good enough, but maybe put a bit of light there. But yeah, you just switch the switch. When the person comes on, you do your conversation. You switch it off when you finish, and that's it. You don't have to inform them that you're recording, because, like I say, you're not public. You don't have to abide by GDPR or data protection, so you don't have to inform them. I found that when I did inform them, they hung up on 2 or 3 occasions. I said, look, yeah, I'm also recording. They were like, oh, are you? Oh, what are you going to, do with this and that? And I said, oh, well, I can do what I want with it because I'm not. And I tried to explain to them anyway. The next thing, they just hung up. So I tend now to just do it. What do you call it? Just do it covertly and just put the record on. Because, like I said, I'm not all of us members of the public are not obliged to tell companies that we're recording them as well for our own, backup information and our own records. So this is a thing that, I found. Hopefully that, like I keep saying all the time, the camera's picking up because this is my spy camera. Um, it comes in a box there. It was on eBay, so I thought it was good. It was a good thing, and it does the job well. You can keep a record. It's an 8 GB. I think it does like 3 hours at a time. I don't know what the total capacity is, but most conversations. Mine earlier was only like 10, 20 minutes long or something, and I recorded about 10 minutes of that when the person come on to speak. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Your public recording here is that you can record anything. You can also use an audio device like this, um, and yeah, like I said, you just do it covertly if you need to, so you can keep a record. As you can put it in your computer or your laptop or whatever you've got, and you can upload it, and you can just copy it to your downloads or and keep it on your computer just in case you need to refer to it. And then if a company says, you are in an 18-month contract, or you did agree to this price, or these terms and this condition, you say, no, I didn't. This is what happened. This is what I agreed to. Here's the recording. The ombudsman, if you need to go that far, and people you need to take these companies, to rights to say, we'll also ask for stuff like that. Did you keep any records? Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, here we go. I've got a recording. It was also good to get the person's name and the company. So if you agree to a direct debit or terms and conditions of something or whatever, say, well, could you give me your name and and can you just tell me you're from Sky, from BT, or from wherever, utility companies or whatever. You get the gist of it anyway. Just record it for your own purpose, your own information. You can store it on your computer, and it's really good information to have. It will stand up because when they record and they say they're monitoring and recording it, it's all legally binding stuff. Talking, you agreeing to stuff on there. Recording is just as much as you signing a contract, so it's the same thing. So yeah, get one of these or just record in whichever way you want to do. You don't have to get one of these. I'm just showing you what, from my experience, that stuff that I've come across. The pen camera, which I'll link in the description as well, and just useful stuff that you can find. I mean, like I said, you may want to. I don't want to keep running around the same thing, but you may want to just get your mobile phone out, do that, and then, like I said, you've got a bit of guidance there. You can research all what I'm talking about yourself to find out. It's all available on the internet if you just pump in anything I've spoke about. Like I said, I will link these two things in there, this and the pen camera. Also, I'm planning to do another video on the TV license, so that's a lot of good information I've got about that. This is all from just my, as I say, 10 years of research, all my own researching, which I tend to do, and lots of information I found out that would be useful. So yeah, subscribe and like, and please hit me in the comments. And yeah, and most importantly, as I always say, share this video. It's about getting the knowledge and the information out there. So empower the people. We need to be empowered. We need to know what our rights are, which are sometimes not told to us properly, or they say, oh, you can't do this, and it's absolute rubbish. Public photography is not a crime.